So hey there guys, it's me once again. I'm just doing a movie review, and this movie I'm gonna do today is called Infidel, and it's from one of the famous actors, Jim Caviezel, who played the Passion of the Christ, which was a you know how great that movie was, and also Apostle Paul, we played Luke, which was a really good movie for me, and it even got me to tears, and I felt like that's probably gonna be the next movie I'm gonna review. But right now I'm gonna review the trailer of this. I don't know, I think this movie is out, but I haven't found it yet, so I think it's in theaters or something because I know it's under this network. But I'm just gonna do the trailer, and so the movie goes up about this guy who's actually Christian, goes over to the Muslim countries where thing, even he's trying to show that even till today that Christians are being persecuted and killed and things like that. So it's mostly the movie's mostly primarily focusing on that because I saw the interview of him with Ben Shapiro on the Daily Wire, and he's explaining how this is actually currently happening right now, and this movie is just to show light. And even in this climate, he speaks more on why, because he's from America, and how the American leaders, they need to actually be aware of all these factors that come across, because the cancel culture and things like that. So he said soon they probably would cancel Christians because of how these people are, and so he explains it through thoroughly. But I'm just gonna do the review today and just say my thoughts on it. So here we go.
You started this. We're gonna finish it. Come on in.
These are good people. I've known Mr. Lucini for some time now.
Have you ever seen him exhibit extremist behaviors or attitudes?
What?
The man's Muslim, so you enter his house without a warrant. Islamophobia.
Come with me.
He's running a terrorist nerve center or recruitment website. Or am I just an Islamophobe?
He won't talk to me anymore. He knows what I saw in that room.
And what does that tell you? He is the one that said, go to Cairo, talk about the faith. You're not suspicious? I'm asking you, don't go.
I will call you.
It's gone viral in the Middle East.
That you're preaching to Muslims. Well, I was invited.
Not by me, mate.
Who's there?
Dog! Can you hear me?
He's caused an international incident.
He was kidnapped. This is terrorism.
You are in the middle of nowhere, and it's gonna stay that way. We agree?
You gotta get him out. They're working on it, right? The government.
Not a chance. The days of Entebbe are long over.
As far as the world's concerned, you're dead and buried.
I can't give up on it.
He's here, your husband.
You're CIA. The two of you set him up.
You act as if nothing happened in Virginia. Try to get me arrested.
I came here to plead for his life.
It is clear you are an American spy.
I didn't come here to watch you die.
We're not afraid to die. That's why we're gonna win.
I'm not afraid either.
So here's the movie called Infidel, and so as you see by the trailer, it looks really exciting, and I'm really excited to see this movie because Jim Caviezel is such a great actor, and especially the roles that he chooses, like in terms of Christian movies, it's not really those type of, how can I say, those cheesy type of movies. It's really those movies. I know there's nothing wrong with watching cheesy, happy type of movies just to make you feel good and things like this. But the movies he takes is really like deep, and movies of like rawness and emotion, and it shows you so much how Christians are being persecuted and all the painful things. So it's really raw and real. And so the great thing about this movie is that even though it's a movie, but this is really happening in today's world. Many Christians, like in certain places in Africa, you can't really go because it's very dangerous for you. So for example, Nigeria and Egypt, and I think Somalia, Sudan. No, Sudan is not in Africa, but there are many places that you can't go, and that's in Africa. There's many places in the Middle East that you can't go as a Christian. So this movie highlights something that sometimes we as Christians can forget because we're in a situation where we're living with peace, and everything is just going swell with us, and all this. We are able to have churches and things like this, but in many other places in the world, it's really dangerous, and it shows that, like they said, is inspired by true events, that there are actually people that are going. I've heard of many stories of people that got converted in places like Iran and things like that, and then they were Muslim, they got converted, and they actually went back to actually go, because the power of the gospel is so strong that they, once they experience it, they felt that they have to share it to those people in those countries. So this is actually a true thing that's happening even till today's time, and this is really exciting to see something like this, that people are actually going above and beyond for what they believe in. And it feels like a sense of like what happened in the Bible. If you read Paul and all the persecution Paul went under, especially Apostle Paul, but I know we're talking about this movie for instance, so we're not going to go on that. And another thing that I just wanted to sidetrack, that I'm so happy to hear when I was watching him speak with Ben Shapiro, that they actually been working on the Passion of Christ, and Mark Gibson has said that he's still working on it. It's been a 10-year process, so I'm just excited to see it's Passion of Christ, the part 2, which they call the Resurrection, and so that's going to be also great to look up. But of course, I'm talking about this movie. So the thing that he also spoke on and Fox News, because you know what's happening in America, so much things are happening right now, the cancer culture and all those things. So he also focused on the fact that in a time like this, Christian leaders need to stand up, and like he was talking about bishops and all these things, they cannot be blending with all these movements. They gotta stand firm in the faith and believe, because eventually and soon, if these type of individuals get in power, or their type of ideology starts to get more and more and more brainwashed to many people, that soon Christians are going to be, like he said, cancel culture. We're also going to be cancelled because what we believe in, we do not believe in what everybody's believing. We are to be separated, and so through that, people are not going to like us. They're gonna start hating us, because even Jesus said, because you follow me, they will hate you. But to continue concluding on this movie, this is such a true and powerful movie, and I hope you guys check it out because it's so amazing.